I love you all, but I don't have to like you, and I really don't like to say that, but it's true. I do love you all, but I have to tell the truth. There was once a man, just a man, not perfect, not pretending to be, who lived in the West Midlands. He worked hard, sweeping streets and driving the road cleaner through rain, wind, and early mornings. He showed up even when his mind was chaos, even when the world felt like it was closing in. He had attention deficit disorder, but for years he wasn't medicated. That meant living inside a mind that never rested, thoughts always racing. No pause button, no calm. He wasn't lazy, he wasn't careless, he was just trying to survive in a system that didn't understand people like him. Sometimes he got it wrong, spent money that should have gone to food, chased a high instead of a hot meal, but he never blamed anyone. And when the cupboards were bare, he didn't call his mum to ask for money, he called to ask what he could pick. And that's when she told him about the nettles. Pull them from the base so they don't sting you, she said. Check the leaves for fly eggs. Be smart about it. That advice wasn't just about nettles, it was about life. So he went outside, weak and hungry but not broken. He didn't find nuts that day, but he found berries, some safe, some deadly, just like choices, just like people. He started to learn. Not from a book, but from the ground beneath his feet. Lemon juice, milk thistle, dandelion. These weren't weeds anymore. They were healing. They were hope. He made a promise to his mother that day that he would do what was right, even when it was hard, especially when it was hard. And he kept that promise. Still does. Not because he wants applause, but because he's a man of his word, and for a while people didn't believe that. He remembers when someone close to him said, "Your word don't mean shit." That cut deep, but it didn't end him. It woke something up inside. And now, that word means everything. He believes in God, not just in theory, but in truth. He doesn't need to be told that Jesus is real. He knows. And he carries that belief like a fire in his chest. That's why he's always trying to be better, not perfect, just honest. He watches the world around him, torn by war and politics and pride. People fighting over power while others can't afford heating. But he's lived long enough to see through the noise. He knows that most fights come from small things, ego, hurt, misunderstanding, and he knows that forgiveness, that's where the real strength lives. He tells stories now. Real ones, like the one about the young man who tried to help a homeless man only to learn that wisdom sometimes wears old shoes and smells like smoke. They ended up helping each other, started something meaningful. A business, sure, but more than that, a message. Do good, live clean, help others, stay real. He's had his battles, with drugs, with pain, with being talked down to by people in positions of power, people who should have helped but treated him like a burden. But even then, he kept his dignity. He kept his evidence, because truth matters, because his voice matters. He doesn't tell this story for pity. He tells it because someone needs to hear it. Someone out there, right now, is where he was. Hungry, lost, tired. But there's a way forward. This isn't fiction. This is a real man, a real journey, from foraging to forgiveness, from chaos to calm, from shame to strength. I love you all, but I don't have to like you, and I really don't like to say that, but it's true. I do love you all, but I have to tell the truth.